This is my third one. This is from a split. I just split this about 3 weeks ago. I treated it and just now they're back resuming normal operations after treating them for mites. You have to leave it alone for 2 weeks. This is just 2 broods here, no super. So this is just for the queen to populate. They're just hanging right now. They don't like me getting into the brood. I don't have any smoke, so they're going to be here. These are going to get pissed off here. See, the supers, these are only 3 weeks old from just, I took half the rack from the other hive and put it in here. So they had populated the first rack pretty quick. I probably should put this on the bottom, but I don't know where the queen is. I don't want to mess with it right now. See, they're filling this out. That's great. Let's see what this one is here. I don't want to mess with it because I don't want to see if I see the queen. Yeah, this one's, let's see if I can see the queen here somewhere. No, but these are all capped. These are all the eggs right here. So that's good news. She's in here somewhere from my split. That was good to know. And doing the same thing on this side. What they do is you can even see some of the larvae on here. They'll lay eggs, she'll lay eggs in an area, and then as soon as the eggs will last about 7 days. Then they turn into larvae another 7 days, and then after the 14th day, they cap the larva, and then for the next 7 days, it sits there by itself, and then it eats its way out. I don't know if I can see one here that's eating its way out. No, but she should start laying eggs and all here. And then what they do is they take and they lay honey all the way around with bread honey too, bread. So, and then right here is a drone. They always put drones on the edges, drone cells on the edges. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. It's the way it is, I guess. This one's empty. They're just filling that one out. I kind of checkerboarded this thing every other. Put a full one in with a next to an empty one. Let's see if I can see the queen here. I didn't mark her yet. I can't. I really want to get an opportunity to mark her because she's so hard to see. And they're doing well, though. It's nice that I was able to split this hive because it swarmed, and then it had a bunch of super seeds in the one that the second one. So there was an opportunity for I think I saw about 7 or 8 super seeds. So I took one of the racks that had about 3 super seeds in it that were ready to hatch, and I put them in here with about 5 other racks that were fully populated with bees, so to give her a good head start. So then one of those 3 super seeds opened up, or all 3 super seeds opened up, because I went in about a week later and they were all tore apart. And what happens typically is those queens will all hatch, and then they'll fight until there's one left. And then what she does is she'll go out on a mating flight. I don't know how long it takes. I'm not sure. I didn't read too much up on that, and I'm not too familiar with it. But she goes out and does a mating flight with some drones, and then she'll come back, and then she starts laying eggs, and she did. So she's here somewhere because she's doing a really good job at populating this thing. This one's really full. All this is an egg, so this hive is growing very fast. I don't see her anywhere here either. So, very exciting to see that I got a 3rd hive, and she's doing very, very well. And this side here is the same. See some of the bees that have just come back. They got pollen on in their bread baskets here. They'll take that, and they usually have one rack that's just all bread, nectar. Pollen. But there's some spots where they kind of intersperse it in between. So this one is really doing well for just being 3 weeks old. And did it just in time too, because if I would have done it any later, it would have been really tough to see if this would have been able to survive over the winter time, because they wouldn't have had enough honey. But I'm thinking that probably in another week, 2 weeks, they'll have this fully populated. And when you have a hive that has 70% of the racks filled out, then you could go with another hive section, and that's when I would put the excluder on. I don't have an excluder, I have to go get one and start going with honey. But she's got probably 50% of this filled, so I'm thinking by next weekend it will be probably about 70% full, and then that's when I can start adding another one, because you don't want to have them get too crowded, because then they get a little squirrely and they think that maybe they got to leave, or they got to split up and swarm. But this is really not a time for them to swarm right now. They're really busy at building the hive and getting honey in it. So this one will be okay. I'm saying probably in the next 3 weeks. This will probably start looking like the first one, where I can have this one full, start moving it along, and have some honey in it. So I'm not going to have any honey much this year. This is more about build out, because I have sugar feeders in the front of each one of these things, and sugar feeders here, and they go in and they pull the sugar out, and that just helps them with building out wax. It just is it makes them more productive than having to go out and find pollen, because this year is basically a hive building year, where they're just building the hive out, pulling the wax out, and getting the honey built. So I might get one super seed that I can probably harvest, but not too much this year. It's going to be a light year, but next year will be really good. Peace out.